Closing arguments are expected to begin on Monday in the trial of former Mount Carmel Dr. William Husel. NBC4's Dan Perlman joining us live now from the Franklin County Courthouse. 8 days, Dan, since the jury last was in the courtroom. This has kind of been an unusual twist in this case.
That is absolutely correct, Colleen. 8 days since the jury was in the courtroom. Of course, that is not to say there hasn't been activity in this case. We told you how that affidavit of disqualification was filed to have the judge removed from the case.
So I was very surprised. These are unusual in any kind of situation.
Rick Simmons with the Ohio State University Moritz College of Law calls it unusual, as does longtime Columbus attorney Sam Szymanski, who tells me he's known Judge Michael Holbrook his whole career.
It would astound me if a judge of Mike Holbrook's caliber did anything to warrant such an unusual procedural pleading.
The file related to the affidavit is sealed, and Simmons tells me that's standard. He explained when an affidavit of disqualification is filed, the judge has to stop working on the case at issue until it's resolved. So if closing arguments happen on Monday as now scheduled, that would mean it is resolved. Simmons sharing what he thinks we could hear in closing arguments from both sides.
So the prosecutor should do what prosecutors always do, which is be very methodical, go through each of the 14 cases for each 14 alleged victims, and have to prove every element beyond a reasonable doubt.
He says the defense's job would be to create reasonable doubt.
And so I think there's going to be a lot of discussion of how much they were suffering and how Dr. Husel's actions and orders helped them instead of hurt them.
After closing arguments, the jury would decide the case, and Simmons thinks for those waiting, that could take several days.
I know.
Now, closing arguments are expected to begin when the jury returns to the courthouse on Monday at 9 o'clock. Local for you at the Franklin County Courthouse, Dan Perlman, NBC4.